Welcome to this week's edition of True Story Bruh. It's where I share true stories about my life and experience of how I got to where I'm at today. Probably the biggest thing people always ask me is, am I really dyslexic? And I think anyone that's ever worked with me or ever read an Instagram post probably knows that I really am dyslexic. But with that said, there is a very specific moment of my dyslexia where it was like unbelievably obvious and almost somewhat embarrassing. And it was, I don't know, probably about 10 years ago, I had helped build a huge call center, $32 million. And I can tell you that I was the architect that kind of put that whole thing together, the software, the phone system. And I worked for this guy who was from Bulgaria, and you know, English was his second language. And he always viewed me as like the smart American guy. And he never knew that I was dyslexic, and I never talked about it. I never shared it with anyone. I just kind of dealt with it in my own way. And one day he calls me into his office and he's super pissed at me and I can't figure out what's going on. And he's like, Willie, because he used to call me Willie. He's like, Willie, why are you not picking up your phone when I call you? And I'm like, I don't know, it didn't ring, you know, and really my phone didn't ring, and I couldn't tell you why it wasn't ringing. So he's like, give me your phone. And he takes my phone and he's holding the phone in his hands and he's calling me, and he can see that it's ringing and he's pissed, and I'm thinking, man, what are the chances that it doesn't ring when I have it and it rings when he has it? But he's not mad about that, and I don't know yet. And he's like, really, what does this say? And he hands me the phone and I'm looking at it and I read the words Tony's iPhone, because he had two different phones and this was his iPhone, and I saved him as Tony's iPhone. And he's looking at it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't really see anything wrong with it, you know, because when I read it, it says Tony's iPhone. So he's like, you really don't see what's wrong with what it says? And I said, no, I don't really see what's wrong. He's like, Willie, I'm not even from America, and I can see that the word phone is spelled wrong on your phone. And I look at it and I realize it says Tony's iPhone, and I left out the H. So that is a true story, bro, that I really am dyslexic. And that was a moment where it was like abundantly clear that I am truly dyslexic, because I just left out the H on the word iPhone in the word phone, and I completely messed it up. So true story, bro.